welcome back to a new reading vlog. It is Monday and I thought I'd try something new. So like a week or two ago I saw this reading vlog from G on Book Roast, and she basically had a spinning wheel randomly generate a color, and of that color she chose a book to read, what clothes to wear, stuff like that. And I just wanted to try it out because it looked so much fun, and I hope that maybe it will make me read books that has been on my TBR for a while rather than like the newer purchases I've done. And yeah, I started this. I did this like by midnight. I only had 15 pages left in the book I was currently reading, and I wanted something to continue reading because I wasn't really tired at the moment. So I'll let you watch the footage of me choosing the book in a few seconds. But the color wheel ended up stopping on the color red, which is why I'm wearing red right now. But yeah, I'll let you see the footage from me choosing the book. So I just got the color red on the spinning wheel, so I thought I'd choose a book before I go to bed, and hopefully I'll have it on my e-reader so I can read it after my fiance goes to bed. I don't know what to choose though. Like, I have a couple of choices looking at the spine. That's quite red. We can do thick ass clasp. Let's look at this one. It's not really any red here though. It's more pink. Ooh. I think I found my choice. So as you guys saw, I ended up choosing the Rune of Kings by Jen Leons. This book has been on my TBR for like, I want to say forever, but it's been a few years at least. And this is really freaking big. This is like 540 something pages. So I chose a tome for my first book, which probably wasn't the smartest. But as you noticed, I didn't have like a lot of red books. There were some books with like a red spine and stuff. And the ones I did have were mostly like book 2 in a series. So couldn't really skip the first book, you know. So I ended up choosing this one, which is the first book in a fantasy series called A Chorus of Dragons. And then I actually had this on ebook, which is why I chose it and not a middle grade that I really wanted to read, because I didn't have it as an ebook, so I couldn't read it when my fiance was sleeping. But I actually find out afterwards that this is blurred by John Gwynne, one of my favorite fantasy authors, so that sounds promising. I've already read a little bit before I fell asleep, like 30 pages, and then I read some more when I woke up this morning. So I'm currently on page 55, and I kind of want to try to finish this one in like 3 days, because I want to choose some more books based off their color. So I mean, I can't read this forever. But yeah, this book is about a guy named Kieran, or also called Rook, and he lives with his blind father, and they're musicians. But he kind of wants to, you know, get a hold of some money so he can take care of his dad and move out to a better place, because he pretty much live in the slum. And he kind of steals very valuable things from the wrong person, and all of a sudden he's hunted down because of it, like demons and stuff. And it turns out there's a lot of people out looking for him, because he is destined not to save the world but to destroy it. So that sounds like a really cool premise, because why not the chosen one for the dark side or whatnot? There's supposed to be gods, demons, and dragons in this book, and so far there's this character called Talon, and if I understand it correctly, she can like kill someone and then make herself look like the person she killed. So that seems really dark and morbid. But Tahirin and Kieran and Talon are the ones sort of telling the story. So they like jump back and forth, but they're both telling Kieran's story, but from like different perspectives, because Talon can like read his thoughts and stuff. So she tells the story the way she wants him to tell it, but he tells the story where he thinks the story really begins, if that makes sense. Guess it did not. But yeah, they're both Kieran's stories, just from different persons telling it. And I've only read 55 pages so far, but it's definitely intriguing. Kieran has just been sold. He's a slave, and he's just been sold to his like the Black Brotherhood or something they call himself. So he's out and about. They just got onto a ship going somewhere. So I don't know. I'm intrigued, to say the least. But right now I'm just gonna finish breakfast, and I just wanted to show you first that it matches pretty good. A little bit too dark maybe, but it's fine. But yeah, now I'm going to finish breakfast, and then I think I'm gonna try to finish editing and uploading my vlog from last week, and then I'm gonna do some book reviews, and then I'll continue reading, I think. So we're out in the little forest islands, and apparently we're moving again. Where are you going, Lonis? And I thought I would give you guys an update. Only have my book on my e-reader, so I can't really show the outfit matching. I realized I don't really have a lot of red clothes, even though it's one of my favorite colors. So it's not the exact same red, but it's good enough. So I brought my e-reader with me, hopefully to get some reading done. If Madam here is not moving around too much. I didn't get to page 180 like I wanted yesterday, because I played The Sims for like 5 hours, and then I wasn't feeling too good earlier in the day either, so that's why I didn't end up reading too much. So I'm a little bit behind my schedule, and I got something in my eye. But I'm really hoping to be able to get a little bit further today, because now if I want to finish it by tomorrow, I have to read like 199 pages today and tomorrow, so that sucks. But so far, I mean, not a lot has happened. I feel like it's a lot of world building, getting to know characters, getting to know Kieran's sort of background and stuff. I think we're starting to figure out who he is and where he comes from and stuff like that, but that's mostly it. There's some action happening when Talon tells the story, so that's really cool. And yeah, I really do like it so far. It's a quick read for being an adult fantasy. I'm happy there's a lot of books out in the series, because if I like it, I might end up, reading and buying more of them. So yeah, I don't really have a lot of thoughts. But I do like the characters. I like sort of the magic system that we've gotten a little bit hints about. And there's demons and dragons and shit. So it sounds very promising, and I do enjoy what I've read so far. But yeah, I'll keep you posted when I have something more interesting to say, I guess. Say bye-bye, Lens. So she is almost 9 o'clock, and reading is not going very well. I've read about 53 pages in Kings of Ruin, and I mean, I am quite far in the book, so like maybe 1/3, a little bit more than 1/3. But yeah, I had as a goal to be on page 180 yesterday, which I did not reach because I read until page 143, so that was like 37 pages too short. It's not going well, so I wanted to like catch up on that and be to like 360, which means I had to read like 199 pages today, and I highly doubt that's gonna happen because it's almost 9 o'clock, like I said, and I've only read 53 pages. But considering I came from a huge ass reading slump. I definitely think it's going very well since I'm on page 196 already. I am enjoying it so far. It's definitely interesting that you go from Talon's to Coherent's sort of view of the story and what happened and stuff. And now we finally found out how Coherent and Talon first met. We still haven't found out sort of how he ended up being a slave and like being sold and stuff like that. We haven't gone to that part yet. But we're getting to know some of his life story, and I'm just interested to find out like how their two stories sort of connect and get him where we started the book. So yeah, basically Karen is just to find out about this prophecy. He doesn't really know what it's about yet. He just knows that he's supposedly part of it, and there's been a little bit, that's heavy, it's been a little bit of death and gore and kind of morbid stuff at points. There's also been some demons, some human eating things, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'd still say it's surprisingly quick read for being an adult fantasy, and I'm enjoying the characters, even though we don't really know anyone except Coherent and, well, Talon a little bit. We're getting to know now. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I look forward to finding out what's gonna happen next. So I should probably continue reading. I've been reading now for a little bit. So I think I'm just gonna jump into the shower and then try to read some more. Okay, so it's officially day 3 of reading books that a color wheel chose for me. So I'm still making my way through the Ruino King's Dawns. I am a little bit more than halfway through, and like I told you guys, matching it with my clothes as well. I don't have a lot of red summer clothes, but anyways, I'd hope to finish this today. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm considering doing the free trial for Scribd again and listening to the audiobook while I do stuff. I don't know, we'll see. But like I said, I'm halfway through, so there's definitely some shit starting to happen. We found out who Coherent's dad is, and he is an utter asshole. But yeah, it's interesting to find out a little bit more where he comes from and like why he has these sort of powers, if you will, to see beneath the veil and see if someone is a wizard or not. And that's the story that Talon is telling you. And then the story that Coherent is telling you, he is basically around a really, really mad-ass freaking dragon. And yeah, shit has definitely gone down. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I'm still interested to find out like how the two stories are supposed to connect, since they are both about Coherent, just two different people telling it. So yeah, I don't know, but there's definitely a good like world building, and the characters are very well described and everything like that. They have started to explain the magic a little bit more now, so you're starting to get a little bit of a grip of it. They've also told a little bit about the different sort of people that live there. Like there's humans, there's something called Vanay. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but the Vanay are actually sort of, they're immortal and can have like powers and stuff. And then there's of course dragons, and then there's demons. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of different kind of creatures, if you will. There's also witches, which are apparently people that are self-taught in magic. They're not like officially trained or anything, and then they're called witches or wizards. So yeah, really interesting. And also, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but Karen is like meeting his biological family, and there's some shit going on there. So yeah, it's a really interesting read. It's definitely a quick read for being an adult fantasy, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. As you can see, I'm still wearing red, which means I failed my mission to finish the Rune of Kings by Jen Leons on Wednesday. So I have like 111 pages left, and yesterday I ended up reading 173, I think it was, and like 94 of those pages or something like that I listened to audiobook. And the rest I read on my own. The problem when I read audiobooks is that probably a lot of people do this, but I have such a hard time concentrating on what's being said because I like zone out, so I start thinking about other things, and then right, I was supposed to listen, and then you go back into it, so you miss a little bit of details. So I was a little confused, and also like in my head I pronounce names in a way, and then the narrator pronounced it in a different way, so I was like, wait, who's that? Oh right, yeah, that's that person. Like I had to think about it a little bit. But I have 111 pages left. We are starting to get some answers. The family like relations in this book is all over the place. Like everybody's related to everybody, everybody hates everybody, everybody's trying to kill each other. And yeah, basically that's it. And now they're trying to like fool a dragon. So yeah, and there's been a lot of talks about the gods and like what powers they have and how it all functions, and like basically how the world is, you know, built and how it works and why it's a certain way and stuff like that. And yeah, we're starting to get some answers. There's definitely a lot of questions left, which I'm guessing maybe, you know, still left for the second book. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think like as of right now that it's sort of a 4-star read, but we'll see if that changed by the end. And like I said, 111 pages left, so hopefully I will be able to finish this one somewhat early today, so that I can spin the wheel again and choose a different color, because if I read some quick books I could still manage to finish a couple of books this week. My goal is like 3, I think. But yeah, it's only Thursday, so who knows. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading. I'm so tired. I've been awake almost the entire night because I just couldn't sleep. But if you saw the clip from last night, I ended up finishing The Rune of Kings by Jen Leons. I had like 15 pages left to read when my fiance was going to bed, so I had to roll the wheel a little bit early to get a color. before going to bed. So I knew what to start reading on my e-reader. But yeah, I did finish this book. I really enjoyed it. It was a good world building, good character descriptions, definitely a lot of character development, that is for Kieran, and a lot of drama in Kieran's like blood relatives, and there's a lot of them. And there was definitely a lot of things that I did not foresee, that I didn't know was gonna come, and that was really interesting. The magic was cool, although we didn't get like too many descriptions of how it works, just a little bit. And I for sure thought like, oh, this is a 4-star read all the way through. But then the ending came, and it was so morbid and bloody and gory, and the ending was kind of a 5 stars. But I think like overall, I think the book is still a 4-star. But yeah, sometimes, you know, I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I feel like I read a 4-star book, but I don't really feel inclined to pick up the second book anyways, just because, you know, you kind of feel satisfied with where it ended and you just feel kind of done with it. But I was thinking that maybe this was that type of read for me, but then the ending really made me want to pick up book 2. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that hopefully in like August or something. We'll see. But yeah, I ended up getting this book 4 out of 5 stars. And then, like I said, I ended up spinning the wheel, and I got teal, which is why I'm wearing this really, really wrinkly shirt. But yeah, I ended up choosing the Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune, because this was like the closest I could get, because teal is like sort of a bluish green, and I felt like nothing was close, but this was close enough, I think, because I compared to it to a picture on my phone trying to get close, so good enough. But yeah, matches my shirt. I think that's the closest shirt I have, so I don't have anything else that is close to being teal to wear. So if I don't end up finishing this book today, we have problems. But yeah, I started reading this on my e-reader, and I managed to get to chapter 3, which means I'm on page 29. And so far, the main character, Wallace, has died from a heart attack. He was not very well liked in his office, and we've been to his funeral. And then May, who is the Reaper, comes and get him. And now he's supposed to go to the ferryman, which is Hugo. And that's, I think, where the story is really supposed to hit off, because Hugo owns this peculiar tea shop, and he promises to cross Wallace over, and Wallace like reluctantly accepts the truth, and even in death he refuses to abandon his life despite spending all of it working. And then they end up growing closer and closer, and they share jokes with his resident ghost, and he wonders if he's actually missed out on something. And Wallace sets out about creating a lifetime in just 7 days. So yeah, I mean, I didn't get very far in it, but I did like what I've read. I loved in this The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. It was such a good read, so I think I will like this one too, and I think it will be a very quick read. So this is what I'm reading. So we're officially on book 2 in this reading vlog. Hopefully I will be able to finish this one somewhat quickly, so we can do another spin, because that was a really funny part. But yeah, now I'm gonna eat breakfast and then continue reading this. We are running out of time for this reading vlog, so I have no fitting clothes left, but like maybe a little bit close with the flowers. I don't know, I gave up. I had a pair of workout shorts before I was closer, but I was just out for lunch, so not anymore. But I'm quite far into Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. Found out he has another book coming out in March 2023. Really want to read that. But this so far, basically, I mean, Wallace, the main character who dies, has had a big character growth, and his relationship with May and Hugo and the ghost Nelson are, you know, growing and evolving, and I really like where it's headed. And we get to find out more about Hugo's job as a ferryman, and we get to know more about Wallace's relationship in the past with the people that are still alive, and we get to meet some new ghosts. And I have a feeling a lot of shit will go down soon. And I'm really enjoying it. It's a quick read. I love T.G. Klune's way of writing, which I did in The House in the Cerulean Sea as well. And yeah, he's definitely going to turn into one of my autobiographies, I feel like, because I looked at all the books he has on Goodreads. He has really great ratings on everything he's ever written, and he's writing quite a lot. So yeah, but I do like the sort of ghost aspect and the sort of supernatural element, I guess, and the way May can see ghosts even though she's human. And yeah, I'm really liking it so far, so hopefully I will be able to finish it today so that I can roll another roll. Okay, I'm back. So as you saw, I ended up choosing You Should See Me a Clown by Leah Johnson. This has been on my TBR for a while, so I'm really happy that I ended up picking it. And it was a deep purple, so like this is the darkest purple that I have. So, close enough, right? Anyways, this one we follow Liz, and she's really like awkward, sort of music whiz, and she wants to get into her college of her dreams, but she ends up not getting the scholarship, meaning she can't afford to go to Pennington, which is her dream school, even though she gets accepted to the school itself. And she decides to run for prom queen, because if you win as a prom queen or a prom king, you will get a scholarship so you can afford to go to school. So she's trying to make herself a little bit more popular so that people will vote for her so she can end up winning. So I'm currently page 87 of this book, and a long way to go, and I want to finish it today because, you know, 1 week reading clock. But yeah, I'm really liking the writing so far. I really like Liz and her friends, Gabby, Simon, and Britt, and also Mac, the new girl at school, who also happens to run for prom queen. And yeah, like the way it's written is really quick read. Just happy to see where it's going. So it is Monday, and it's time to wrap up this reading vlog. So very late last night. It was like 1:30 a.m. I think. So I look dead to the world because of it. But I did end up finishing You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, and it was a very quick, cute read. I love the fact that it was LGBTQ plus representation, and it was working through you know, some issues of being, you know, queer in a small town, being black, stuff like that, and also trying to fit in and trying to dress and act in a way that made you like be one of the crowd, really. So it did handle some important subjects. I really liked the character Les and Mac and all of her friends, even though Gabby was driving me a little bit nuts. But yeah, there's definitely some intrigue, there's some fights and stuff like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a quick read and yeah, well written. So that means that I ended up reading 3 books this week, and I'm so happy about that. So the first one was The Ruin of Kings by Jen Leons, which I gave 4 stars out of 5, and this was the book for the color red, obviously. And then for the color teal, I got Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune, which I gave 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then, last but not least, we have, once again, You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars, which was for the color Deep Purple. So, having said that, and having finished all of these, I read a total of 1,239 pages in a week. So, I definitely feel like I have the reading going for now. This experiment was really fun, and having to try to match it to my outfit, which obviously I haven't done today. Yeah, it was fun. Realized I don't have like too many of these colors in my wardrobe. But yeah, I definitely do this again sometime. Peace out.